In today's video, I want to talk about why boredom should be appreciated. With societal pressures and with social media, it is easy to think, oh, I should be living this way. Why am I not traveling the world? So to start out, I want to say that what prompted this change for me was listening to a podcast episode where Steven Pressfield was talking about his book, Turning Pro. So Steven Pressfield says that there's a difference between a pro and an amateur. So he also said that there's a type of amateur, like a type of person that doesn't follow their creative calling, so they become colorful characters and create drama in their life because they want to make their life the work of art that they should be working on. So instead of writing an exciting, thrilling novel, the amateur would rather create the drama that they want to write about in their life. And so once I started channeling this into creative projects and actually started being more disciplined, and I started having an artistic process, I feel like my real life got boring because I didn't feel the need to have drama in my life, and that made my life better and more peaceful. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Dianastalkshow. If you're new here, my name is Diana and I'm a New York City based writer and filmmaker. On my YouTube channel, I like to talk about the self-growth lessons that I learn along the way. In today's video, I want to talk about why boredom should be appreciated. And if you're going through a patch of boredom, a patch of loneliness, where there's not a lot going on really, all you do is work, there is beauty in that season. And I want to share my perspective shift because I think that with societal pressures and with social media, it is easy to think, oh, I should be living this way. Why am I not traveling the world like these people? Why am I not going out all the time and having cool friends, but I think that it's important to appreciate where you are now. And I want to kind of share this because it's really helped me recently. I am fully embraced this period of solitude and boredom, and I'm so content with it. All I do is work my day jobs pretty much and work on my creative projects on the side and plan them. And I feel like earlier this summer, I really wanted to be out and about and do more. And I wished I had the means to travel because I felt like if I wasn't doing a lot of stuff, exciting stuff, that I wasn't living my life to the fullest. But I kind of want to counter that idea a little bit. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I have a glass of water next to me, so go grab your comfort drink, whether it's a matcha, coffee, water, wine, whatever. Let's relax and get into this discussion that I've been pondering in my head in the past few days. So to start out, I want to say that what prompted this change for me was listening to a podcast episode where Steven Pressfield was talking about his book, Turning Pro. I will link the podcast episode that I listened to down below because I think it will be really helpful for you. So basically, Steven Pressfield, this is actually a point that is related to boredom, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but I want to preface this. So Steven Pressfield wrote two popular books, I believe, Turning Pro and The War of Art. I read Turning Pro 2 years ago. And I actually am expecting The War of Art in the mail, so I'm excited to read it. But I was just listening to a podcast in the meantime from Steven Pressfield. So Steven Pressfield says that there's a difference between a pro and an amateur. An amateur is a creative person who doesn't fully go for their creative dream, and they're undisciplined, they're unmotivated, they're careless. In contrast, a pro embraces their artistic calling fully, goes for it, is disciplined, eats healthy, works out because that's going to help them with their creative output. And yeah, the pro gets things done and goes for it, whereas the amateur gets bogged down and gives up easily on their creative calling. So Steven Pressfield said something so interesting that blew my mind. So he said that amateurs often become addicts of some sort. Like it could be drugs, but it could be other things, like that they use that addiction to kind of avoid their artistic calling. So he also said that there's a type of amateur, like a type of person that doesn't follow their creative calling, so they become colorful characters and create drama in their life because they want to make their life the work of art that they should be working on. So instead of writing an exciting, thrilling novel, the amateur would rather create the drama that they want to write about in their life. So they might have violent situations going on in their life that are actually like super crazy that they actually could be writing in a book, and the book is the safer alternative for that, you know. Or an amateur could be a really colorful type of person who has like dirty cats. That's an example that Steven Pressfield like said, like someone who has dirty cats, or like a really kind of outlandish person or extreme person, but they use that in their real life as a means to avoid the artistic work they should be doing, rather than writing an exciting play or their novel. They're gonna create the drama in their life. So that reminds me of my point about boredom, and why that made me realize that I love boredom and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this life right now because boredom means that I can put my exciting things that I wish I could be doing, or my like outlandish ideas, into paper and into an art form, like in my writing projects and my film projects. That's where I can channel like my craving for excitement into that. But otherwise I can lead a boring life and just be like very put together, you know. Because for example, like discipline in eating healthy and working out, it's pretty boring because then you can't go out and, you know, you can't really have that much excitement, you know, that much like pleasure. But that can be channeled through artistic means, and then you can create the masterpiece that you're meant to create, you know. So I realized that I used to do that in the past too. So I definitely resonated with that point that Steven Pressfield said, because in the past, I definitely, before I embraced like my creative calling, I was dramatic in my real life, or I wanted to make my real life like a movie. And I did this subconsciously, like, and consciously, to be honest. I felt like I knew that I was doing it, but I didn't know that why I was doing it. So I feel like Steven Pressfield's point helped me understand why I was doing this. And so once I started channeling this into creative projects and actually started being more disciplined, and I started having an artistic process, I feel like my real life got boring because I didn't feel the need to have drama in my life, and that made my life better and more peaceful. But yeah, that's so interesting, right? That blew my mind. And I realized that I should be grateful for this patch of boredom and loneliness that I'm experiencing right now, because all I do is work my day jobs and work on my artistic projects. And I'm doing like so much work toward like my creativity and the creative career that I want. And I also kind of wanted to make a point about embracing a patch of boredom and hard work, because hard work and having a routine where you work on your art, it can be boring and it can be hard as well. I found that I sometimes would resent not having a creative team or collaborators, or like someone to help me, you know, like I'm doing everything myself, like making videos, editing them. I post on my social media. I write and I write every newsletter and post it, and I enjoy this. I love all the work that I'm doing, but but sometimes I wish I had like someone to help me, like even with like taking photos and stuff like that. Like there's so much that comes with this, but I'm really enjoying it, honestly. And I know that one day I will find the people that align with me and that want to help me with things, and I will have a team. But right now it's okay that I'm doing everything myself because I know that it's not going to be forever. And I think that's another point with loneliness and boredom, is that it's not forever. A season of boredom is just a season, because for example, I have a desire to travel. There's specific places in my head where I'm like, it would be so nice to travel to here, but also I would want to travel there because of my artistic work. Like I imagine like if I have like a film related thing that's in another country, that'd be so cool to be able to travel because of my art. And so I know that's going to happen one day. And that's what gives me peace now, is that there's a time for everything. There's a time for that. And there's also a time to just build, to save money, to get better at managing money. There's skills that I need to work on in myself. And so I'm content because I know that one day I will get to experience other things, other more exciting things. And there's a beauty in this solitude as well. I really revel in my solitude. Lately, it just feels so calm, peaceful. I do what I want and I learn about myself. So if you're struggling with boredom and solitude, I think that it's a good time to do things that will better yourself in the long run, like go for a walk, work on your art, gain a skill, like there's so many things we could do to make ourselves better. Like maybe make a new meal, cook a new meal. I need to do that. Work on your workout routine, things like that, like cute things that are not thrilling, but it's good for you and it's healthy for you and it's going to help you take care of yourself for the long term as well. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you in the next video.